Ladies and gentlemen, we continue. Please welcome to the ring from the Czech Republic, Stepan Horvarth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Eubank Jr.
Here he is, Chris Eubank Jr. in action again, his fourth fight of the year. Dad behind him, wearing an extraordinary outfit, and he's going to be leading the corner tonight, wearing a waistcoat, a sleeveless shirt, the tie's in place, can't see the monocle. What was it that Reg Gutteridge said once upon a time when that sort of entry was made? Something about the ego has landed, hasn't it? I'm not sure that's the ego. It's certainly one who's going to be running the corner tonight, though. He's up against Stepan Horvarth from the Czech Republic, 31-year-old who fought Frank Buglioni for the WBO European super middleweight title. Buglioni did him in 8 rounds. This is an 8-rounder. And there's Chris with Ronnie Davis. Great character, his trainer from Brighton. And here now with the introductions, let's hear from Mike once more.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Hodgson Promotions, in association with Queensbury Promotions and Chris Eubank Promotions, proudly present a contest of 8 3-minute rounds, an international middleweight contest. Between, in the blue corner, wearing the green trunks trimmed with black and white, he's from Prague in the Czech Republic, weighed in at 11 stone, 8.5 pounds, comes to the ring with a 15-fight record consisting of 12 wins and 3 losses. Please welcome Stepan Horvarth. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, across the ring in the red corner, wearing the gold trunks trimmed with red. He fights from Brighton, weighed in at 11 stone, 8 pounds, comes to the ring tonight undefeated as a professional, 15 wins from 15 contests. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing Chris Eubank Jr. Referee Mr. Andrew Wright will now give his instructions to both boxers.
Chris? All right, gentlemen, you stop when I tell you to, you break when I tell you to. In the event of a knockdown, you'll go to neutral corner and you'll stay there until it's a box on. Defense at all times. Touch gloves now. Good luck to us both.
8 3-minute rounds.
So Chris Senior leaves the stage and leaves it to Chris Jr. Father said he's the best middleweight or super middleweight in the world, bar Andre Ward last time he fought, which was a big claim. Wish I had a fiver for every time somebody had said, how good is Chris Eubank? Well, the story is, I guess, that we still don't really know, but we do hear stories coming out of gyms that he's acquitted himself really well in sparring. He went in with Carl Froch, I know, in the run-up to the Groves fight, and apparently did very well. But having said that, Froch had given him the instructions, come on, I want you to unload on me, I want to be under pressure.
Yeah, and what
which
great,
he duly obliged.
Yeah, well, what great sparring for a young prospect like Eubank to spar against a world champion like Carl Froch. And there's no denying Eubank's ability. I think he got tremendous ability. And how far he can go is probably up to him more than anything else. But no, I think he's a serious business. He's not there right now the way his father claims, and even the way he claims sometimes about being able to maybe beat some fighters who are already champions right now. But it won't be long before he's up there challenging, that's for sure.
It was only May the 10th when he was in the ring last against Robert Sviabinski. Had him down 7 times. It was a curious sort of performance, wasn't it? He fought pretty much one-handed, as I remember. Said he was carrying a bit of an injury.
Well, I remember criticising him for being quite lazy, not doing enough work, posing, walking around. But then when he did let his hands go, you could just see the quality, the power, the accuracy, everything that he had. All the good stuff came out of him in one burst of combination. And you think you could do that more often, and everyone would be a massive fan.
Long-term prospect, of course. That big money spinner potentially against Billy Joe Saunders, who's going to be fighting for the European title on the undercard of the that's no knockdown, of course, on the undercard of the Tyson Fury Derek Chisora fight. Eubank didn't turn up at a press conference scheduled this week. Billy Joe Saunders has been taunting him on Twitter.
Well, Chris Jr. obviously, with his father as well helping out. They know not turning up to a press conference probably makes more news than turning up. So they know how to build things up, how to stir things up. They're boxing quite well, Eubank, at the moment. They're using the jab well. Not being as I call it, as economical as he usually is. He's not being over busy, but a little more busier, and he's let his hands go a few times.
Stepan Horvath's 3rd visit to this country, had a win against Max Maxwell last year. He's a former Czech middleweight champion and was a decent amateur in his day. Won his first 11.
Oh, there's the uppercut there from Eubank. Got to be his favourite punch, hasn't it, at the moment? Just missing, luckily, for Horvarth.
Well, that was job done on the first round. No question who took that one.
Yeah, clear round for Eubank, and I think he boxed well.
Let's see if we can listen in. That might be difficult for Chris Eubank to say what needs saying in a minute. Here we go. At the moment, do not adjust your set. Nothing is being said. For once, a man of few words. Well, never expect the expected. Ronnie Davis hasn't said a word either, and Chris is just standing there looking at his son. I'll get your head around that, Barry. Oh dear.
Keep your hands up. Brilliant.
Bit of telepathy, maybe?
Again, it's just a mastery of showmanship, and it just builds it up, and you know, people will be talking more about that than the fight, probably.
Well, it made me laugh. I'm sure that it made a few other people laugh who've been watching it.
Looking very focused though, isn't he, Eubank Jr.? I know he's never going to be a real busy fighter, but you know, even the way he's boxing now, I prefer. You know, he's just throwing a few more jabs out. In the past, he just hasn't thrown anything, and then let his hands go. But now he's jabbing Horvarth, and you know, just looking for openings. You can see it though. He's waiting to try and get that uppercut into play. There we go.
Talked about Oval Mackenzie's terrific physique. Chris isn't in bad shape either, is he?
Oh yeah, he was always one in tremendous shape.
Going looking for him now, and all of that just going runabout, trying to wing in a couple of speculative looking hooks and not getting terribly close to the target.
Little shoulder bump there from Eubank Jr., just showing his physical strength. That's what he needs to do, just keep flicking the jab out. If anything, just to make me happy.
Body shot from Horvarth did get through that time.
Yeah, Horvath there trying to having a little bit of a go there. And that's what we want to see. I know it's horrible to say that for a young prospect. We want to see Eubank in a competitive fight, don't we? We want to see him maybe take a few shots and see what he's like under pressure. I got a sneaking feeling, you know, that he is a tough kid. I think he'll cope with pressure.
Quiet round this from Eubank.
Yeah, he's just gone back, reverting back to type, isn't it? Just walking around, not doing enough. Stop throwing the jab. This is about the time now, in 20 seconds to go, needs to just explode with a little combination.
Missed with most of those attempted uppercuts in this round. That is a very quiet round for Eubank. And I would venture to suggest an argument to be put forward, maybe, that the Czech opposition landed more punches.
Well, he threw all the punches, John, more than just landed with all the punches. I don't think Eubank even threw a shot.
Ronnie Davis, a couple of words from him. Still not a word uttered by Dad. Ah, now. Have we got the microphone poised? Well, something's being said.
I think we should.
Clearly we're not expected to hear it. It's a whisper in the ear.
I think he said, look at me, what's what I'll do now.
Well, he needs to throw more punches, that is a fact, because he lost that second round. So one apiece now as we go into the third of this 8-rounder. lost the second round because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, he just gave it away. I don't think he's really particularly bothered. He feels and he knows, I think, that he's a sharper puncher, the better boxer, can land at will, as he showed in the first round. And Horvarth needs a little bit more head movement, doesn't he? He needs to get lower. He was short at fight, but he needs to get even lower if possible.
Again, this is curious from Eubank. He's not really doing a great deal, and the crowd are a little bit underwhelmed right now.
Yeah, it was nice to see him. He just threw an uppercut there, but had to take a left hook back up Horvarth, and that's good. I think we want to see him start to get punished for his laziness, and then he'll kick into gear then and show the quality that he has.
Czech corner getting excited about the performance of their man. They interpret it quite rightly, I think, as being that he's the only one who's really doing anything in there at the moment.
Yeah, he's throwing punches, but to be honest, a lot of them are not landing on the target, are they? But
sooner or later, one of those uppercuts surely is going to find the target from Eubank.
that was good there from Horvarth. Eubank landed with the left hook, but he carried on throwing his combinations. And again there, double jab right hand from the Czech guy.
Remember, it took Frank Buglioni a few rounds to get to grips with Horvarth when he fought him back in November. Eventually, the big lad caught up with some power shots in the 8th round. Somebody asked me on the radio last weekend who's the who would win if they got in the ring, Chris Eubank Jr. or Frank Buglioni. Difficult one to answer, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're different weights for a start, aren't they, really?
Could be a fight somewhere down the line. Another very, very quiet round. Action a little bit soporific.
Well, I gave that round to Horvarth.
2-1, you've got it scored now.
I just think, I think Eubank threw a few good punches.
There's Glenn McCrory checking his texts or his tweets. Gibbo alongside him, John Gibson. He's a well-known sports journalist up in this part of the world for many a year, and they've been great friends for decades.
Too lazy. There's some more water.
Too lazy, too right.
And that's all it is, isn't it? He's just not doing enough work. But then Stepan Horvarth over here is doing plenty of work, and even though none of his punches have the quality of Eubank Jr., the output alone is enough for me to win in the round.
Well, Eubank not speaking there, but as you were hearing the words from Ronnie Davis that you're being too lazy, Chris was standing about 5 yards in front of him and just throwing the left jab, as much as to say you don't get anywhere if you don't throw the jab.
Well, he did in the first round for me. I think I quite enjoyed the first round. It wasn't exciting, but...
Oh, great shot! Great shot! And that is going to be it. He's out. Well, somehow he stayed on his feet. And how did he do that? That was an absolute peach of an uppercut. How did Horvath stay up? He's looking to take him out here, Eubank.
And this
he was.
And this is why he is a lazy fighter, because of that. He knows what he can do. And
great shot, though, Barry.
oh, something else. But it spanned Horvath around, isn't it? Really just turned around in circles, and he lifted his knee up to protect himself.
I thought Horvath had gone then.
And he ran away. Literally ran away. Didn't
Turned
move.
his back.
He ran away. I think. Oh, good credit. I was just going to say, I think any ambition that he had would have been punched out of him. But to his credit, having to try and have a go back.
Well, it was a hell of a punch. Horvarth somehow managed to stay upright, and he's now fighting back and showing spirit as he does so.
Just when Eubank was... He needs to use that jab, Eubank. He was establishing the jab. It's a solid punch from him. It's not a rangefinder, it's a really hard ramrod jab, and just pushes the opponent back, then he can work off the combinations from it.
Now, did he just step back and think, right, that's enough for now, or was he physically finding it difficult to sustain the attack? I don't know.
I think he's looking for the perfect shot. I think he wants the show real knockout, doesn't he, every time?
Looking for it now. A couple of powerful body shots once more. And suggesting that Horvarth should stand and fight against him instead of running away.
Well, you can't blame Horvarth for wanting to try and move, but he was running slightly, to be honest. But that's Eubank's job to cut the ring off, isn't it?
Yep.
Nice fast jabs there from Eubank Jr.
And if he's not going to find a way to do it, then the trickster is always going to give him a headache.
Yeah.
That's why Senior wouldn't fight Harold Graham.
Got a point, John.
Oh, so one theory goes before Chris comes and remonstrates with me if he hears about it.
Horvarth having a little bit of a flurry there, but they were all sort of like finger punches. You couldn't really count them as scoring blows.
Well, he's managed to stand on his... Oh, what's that? Came in backside first in that attack. Well, that was a strange round. Looked as though Eubank was going to knock him out. Then he had a minute when he was receiving punches back. The big attack, though, you've got to give that round to Eubank, haven't you?
Just literally, because Horvarth has no power in his punches, they're all... He only gets all the work rate, but the quality in Eubank's punches when he lets his hands go is enough. But it's at work behind the jab. See, a solid jab and a right uppercut from range as well.
Absolute sickener that was, Barry. And I thought when he turned his back that I thought he'd quit there.
Well, it looked like he had. I didn't think he quit. I think he genuinely didn't know where to go. I think the punch span him round, and he putting his leg up, his knee up, almost to protect himself, and his only option was literally to run away.
Corners, 10 seconds.
See, his leg comes up to protect himself. It's all a little bit bizarre.
Seconds out, round 5.
Dad said virtually nothing once again. A few whispered words of encouragement from Ronnie Davis. And we're now into the second half of the fight.
But the quality in the uppercut, though, from range as well. He landed with one solid jab, bang, put the guy in just on his heels a little bit, and then delivered the shot there. It was just perfect. Everything was right about it. Quality shot, turn from the waist. Look at that, there's a great jab again there. Like he could work off that all the time. He's got tremendous ability, Eubank Jr. really has. I think they're all going for him, but for me, if you put him in the highest level right now, he might box differently, but boxing the way he boxes now, even with his power and everything.
Well, if he steps up in class, even to better British opposition, he's going to be made to fight at a higher intensity, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think he will be able to.
Here he goes again.
Good and clever and crafty from Eubank there. He landed with a left hook, used the forearm there to push back Horvarth to get space for the other shot.
Horvarth manages to hold on and ride out the storm. 2 rounds apiece, we've got it on our cards at the moment. Rounds 2 and 3, Eubank effectively giving away. That's no doubt about that one. Again, he's got up. Terrific shots, caught him on the side of the head. Well, there were 7 knockdowns in Eubank's last fight. I suppose we better start counting, haven't we? That's number 1.
Tremendous shot as well. And he's like a serial killer, isn't he, Eubank Jr.? There's just no emotion on his face at all.
I don't know too many serial killers, but I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, horrible, isn't it? It's frightening, isn't it? You just don't care.
Knockdown number 2. Referee having a good look. Onwards he goes, 50 seconds to survive.
To be fair with Horvarth, he's having a little go back, isn't he? He's been dropped twice. You'd think he'd just stay in his shell, but...
Well, you think he fancies that Eubank at times presents a relatively static target, and it gives him the opportunity to tee off himself. That uppercut's a real danger shot.
Oh, it's a horrible punch, isn't it? Oh, that's good from you. Look at that.
But where's that been in rounds 2 and 3 when nothing happened? They seek him here, they seek him there.
Yeah, good on the referee there. Just telling them both off. Eubank for turning his back on the opponent. And Horvarth obviously was trying to punch on the back of the head.
Well, 2 knockdowns.
It's a 10-7 round there, John.
Correct. Now let's see if anything's going to be said this time. I wonder if he bought the shirt like that, or whether he actually cut the sleeves off before he came. Well, not a lot's being said apart from by Ronnie Davis.
That's enough, that's enough. Right, but then it is. Enough. Look at it straight away. Look at it up. Number C. Right.
Now here's the first knockdown.
Oh, look at that left hook there. He tried the uppercut.
Well, we thought it was the knockdown.
There we go.
That's the second one.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't enough to knock the guy out, but it was literally just the sheer weight more than the sharpness of the punch. Made Horvarth, he looked for the fall, he had to go down. The reason I get frustrated with Eubank Jr. is because you just think you could have had this guy out there in round 1 or round 2. And he knows it as well, doesn't he?
Appears to.
That's the thing, he knows it, and you can just see it in his face.
Eubank turning his back and being clipped by a not particularly solid left hand from Horvarth.
No, but Horvath showing everyone, future opponent Eubank Jr., what to do when he does that little turn and spin on his front foot. Because he doesn't take a sharp spin, he sort of does it and almost just tries to go backwards, just keep throwing punches. He's going to evade the first few, he can't evade 6 or 7, 8 shots.
It looks more like a pose than a tactic.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of his dad, isn't it? That little bit of a turn on the front foot, and then have a little pose there with the elbow sticking out. Oh,
that's
beautiful.
quality. That is quality. Left hand putting him down.
6, 7, 8.
I don't think he still looks a bit unsteady. Referee's having a good look. And he's still got a minute and a half to try and survive.
Oh, that's enough.
Well, that's good night, surely. Stayed up. And think of a few refs who might have said that he doesn't really need too much more here.
And Horvath now is tired as well, isn't he? All the heavy shots he's had to take. Body shot again there from Eubank.
Left hook puts him down, and he needs getting out of there. This is in danger of becoming very dangerous.
7, 8.
And he's quite rightly taken him out. I think he could have done it a little bit earlier than that. And Eubank putting his foot on the gas. There's a few boos around here. I think that's a bit unfair.
Yeah, that was a right stoppage there by the referee. Horvath too brave for his own good, to be fair, but you can't go down. He went down 5 times in the last 2 rounds, and that was enough. And it was early in the round as well, John, and you could see Eubank was switched on.
It was potentially dangerous, wasn't it?
And the first knockdown in that round, sorry, was nothing but class. Sheer beauty of work that was.
Beautiful left hand, wasn't it, which put him down. Let's hope we've got the right one here. There you are, lovely shot.
Real great stuff. He's coming forward with the combination as well. Really good work. And he can show he got tremendous power. He got fast hands. He got good reactions. He ticks every box to what will make you a champion. We just need. There's a few of the boxes that we haven't seen him taking shots and under pressure, fitness in the later rounds. But his work ethic is a box that he doesn't tick.
And then brutal body shots. Put him down for the second time.
Oh, the sheer weight.
Brave though he was, the referee doing the right thing to stop it.
Well, some of those punches, John, were just the sheer weight.
Look at this one, bang.
The sheer weight of the shot sometimes put him down, rather than that, being a real like concussive punch. Just almost bullied him, pushed him to the floor.
Well, I think he is the genuine article, but he's beaten another fairly easy opponent here tonight. But the winning run goes on, and that's what counts. Here's Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the timekeeper Stuart Lithgow has recorded a time of 2 minutes and 8 seconds of the 6th round. The referee Andrew Wright has stopped the contest with Stepan Horvarth in no position to continue, leaving the winner and undefeated in 16 contests, Chris Eubank Jr.
Story goes on, continues to build. When will the bigger tests come? He's surely ready to move on beyond the 8-round level. We'll hear from him shortly.
All right, I'm good. How are you? Did you buy them like this, or did you actually cut them off? The sleeves. I'll tell you the tale. I'll ask you the story. Tell me when.
Chris, win number 16. Tell us about it.
Another day at the office. I took this fight at 3 days' notice, and no preparation. But you can't name me one other top prospect in the country right now that's going to take a fight at 3 days' notice. That shows how dedicated I am and how hard I want to work to try and reach my goals. And stop the guy in the 6th round is a good performance.
You had a nice opening, decent opening round, but rounds 2 and 3, you didn't do a great deal. Why?
This fight was put on me 3 days ago. I was partying all last weekend. I wasn't prepared, so I came into the fight knowing I had to conserve energy. I couldn't go all out in the first round, but as the rounds went on, I felt the guy's strength dying down, and I knew that I could start handling him the way I wanted to.
Well, there's certainly some terrific shots when you did start to unload. I thought one of the best was the one which didn't put him down in the 4th round. How on earth did he stay up from that one when he spun him round and the uppercuts and he turned his back on you?
Full credit to the guy. A lot of heart. I've hit fighters with shots like that in the gym with 16-ounce gloves and headgear, and they're out cold, and they want to stop the sparring. So the fact that he was coming back from these shots and still fighting, full credit to the guy.
You are surely ready now to step up from 8-rounders, are you not?
Definitely. I mean, I wasn't actually expecting to fight this weekend, but I have a scheduled fight in July, which will be a 10-rounder, which I will be fully prepared for, and it will be a step-up in opponent as well. Obviously, this guy was a last-minute replacement, and so was I.
You reckon you're now ready to get up to championship level, do you?
Yeah, we're going to start making our way towards the titles now.
Well, let's bring Chief Cornerman tonight in. You're a man of few words in there, Chris.
Well, he knows what to do. I mean, this is an exam. There's no speaking while the exam is in progress. He's done his revision. So really, I need to say very little. He knows what he's doing.
There was one round when I think you mimed a few jabs as much as to say, box your way in.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes one has a tendency to forget about the measure, the ruler, the jab, and sometimes it's just easiest just to gesticulate rather than talk it. I mean, he knows.
Now, what about the outfit? I gather there was a special dispensation from the British Boxing Board of Control to allow the waistcoat, the shirt and tie, and no sleeves. Now, tell me about this. Do you cut the sleeves off, or do you actually buy it like this?
I'm going to keep this short and sweet as British. The British Boxing Board of Control gave me permission to be dressed this way, so long as you're smart. The main focus is on this young man here and how exciting, how frightening, how new, how fresh. It's going to be a wonderful ride, and so.
And the outfit's going to stay the same, is it?
Well, this is besides the point. I mean, his abilities are just so far above what is on and in the marketplace right now that's what's to be spoken about, and that's what should take the tongue of people.
I consider myself put in my place, but last one, he said he reckons he's ready for British titles now, or for title fights now.
Yes.
You'd presumably concur with that.
I mean, Christopher tells me, he's a patient soul. He's in no rush. He's unbeaten. He's in his moment, in his own mind, he's the man. And so
a lot of people need to understand is boxing is a business, and like all successful businesses, there's certain steps and procedures you need to take to grow effectively, and that's what we're doing now. But when the time comes, I will fight for a title, and whoever has it, it's going to be a hell of a fight, and they're going to wish that they never had to face me in the ring, because I'm going in and I'm taking no prisoners.
Thank you very much, fellas. Look forward to seeing you again in July.